Ricciman Productions back here with another amazing statue review. Today we have a bust of the T-800 endoskeleton from Terminator 1. This is also a piece, actually, that came out, I think, about 6 months ago, and I actually got this relatively quick as opposed to the 1 year wait, which I have with many of these statues. I'm assuming it's because Sideshow already has a lot of pretty good casts of the endoskeleton since they've done so many, so they just tweaked it a bit. But the beautiful, so I have the T-800 bust with just the head in my collection. The beautiful thing about this one is you get the chest plate, you get the whole body. I can't afford $7,000 for the whole endoskeleton, which is the life-size figure of this, nor do I have room for it. Although I would want it, but anyway, that's a whole separate discussion. But this is amazing because it gives you the ability to have a larger part of this piece of film history, the Terminator, and have much more than just a head. So I have the T-600 from Terminator Salvation upstairs, and now I have the T-800, which are relatively the same size. But if you've seen Terminator Salvation, that's one of the earlier Cyberdyne models. But this thing is just amazing. I've heard some gripes about the eyes being too big and whatnot. I think the eyes look great. I don't have any problems with it. I've turned the lights on, which I'll do in a few moments. But essentially, the only gripe that I would have with this, if I really have to complain about something, is the teeth. I think they could have spent a lot more time on the teeth, a little bit more, I guess, weathering, and maybe give them a few cavities or something. It just looks a little bit too plasticky compared to the rest of this magnificent metallic structured piece. You've got a lot of pistons and coils and wires running through this thing. It's truly amazing. It really gives you a sense of the size of this this very destructive robot. So it comes in 1, 2, 3, about 4 pieces. You've got the base, which is here. You've got the chest piece, the whole, I guess the whole torso. You've got the head, which slips on. The head also does rotate to an extent. I'm not going to do it now. And then you've got these wiring. You've got 2 wires. There's actually an instructional video online that you can watch that explains, actually Sideshow released it to explain exactly how to put in these wires. The small wire goes in through the chest, not in through the hole, and then in the back, and then in the back of the head. And then the larger wire goes through that hole, which is behind the chest plate, and then into the back of the head here. It really gives it a cool look, like it's got a, the muscle, spine. Without these 2 wires, it just kind of looks like a skinny little Terminator. But once you add that on, it's almost like adding muscle to this endoskeleton. You've got the head. Little cap comes off, which is kind of plasticky compared to the rest of the hard bust, and of course the chip here, which we saw in the film. Actually, this is the chip that Cyberdyne Systems had in Terminator 2, which they ended up destroying. So that actually slips right in. There's not a lot of detail in the chip, but it's a nice touch. I think most of these pieces have that chip. And then for the battery, you've got the connection here on the side of the head. I mean, I think it looks badass. I think the eyes really give it the Terminator look. And I've got a bit of a comparison here that I wanted to show from Chronicle Collectibles on the side here. Does not have a chip that comes out. I do not have batteries in here either, but that is the Terminator endoskeleton. Same, the T-800 also, is that the T-800? I know it's from Terminator Genesis, so that's the newer Terminator, the more disliked film of the franchise, but still a great job from Chronicle Collectibles. But you can see a bit of a difference, a much smoother finish on the Chronicle Collectibles version, which is just the head, compared to the Sideshow full bust, which is here. I personally, I'm not a big fan of Terminator Genesis. I think a great job was done on the Chronicle version, but I much prefer, this is probably now my favorite Terminator piece in my collection, which is the endoskeleton. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please, if you're enjoying these videos, subscribe to my channel. It just makes me feel like you enjoy the videos, and we're trying to spend as much time as we can on these videos so that we can get you collectors out there to buy the pieces that you enjoy from the films and the comics that you love. For me, this is again a passion. I love doing it, and I'm a huge movie buff, so having these things in my house just brings back memories, and that's the reason that I collect. All right, Ricciman out.